Hello and welcome back to Euro Football Daily, where today we're running through 10 young players whose progression is being held back by injury. Let's get started. 10. Mikkel Damsgaard. After an electric Euros with Denmark, in which Mikkel Damsgaard's 2 goals and 1 assist, including a glorious free kick against England in the semi-finals, lit up the tournament, big things were expected of the 21-year-old this term. After a summer of speculation linking him with Juventus, Spurs and Liverpool amongst others, the left winger decided to continue his development at Sampdoria, having only joined the Genoese club in September 2020. Unfortunately for Damsgaard, he injured his thigh after just 7 league games, having not contributed a single goal to that point. He's missed 18 games and counting since, meaning he's still only made 42 appearances in Europe's top 5 leagues, with 2 goals and 4 assists to show for his efforts, making a move to an elite European club extremely unlikely in 2022. With Damsgaard out of action and his replacement Mohamed Ihataren having left the club after complaining of broken promises, Sampdoria have continued to struggle. Currently 16th, 3 points clear of relegation, they need Damsgaard back fast. 9. Giovanni Reyna. Overturning the juggernaut that is Bayern Munich, winners of the last 9 Bundesliga titles, who have only lost 2 of their last 35 Champions League games stretching back to the start of 2018-19, was always going to be a tall order for Borussia Dortmund. But it's been made almost impossible by their horrendous luck with injury. Guerreiro, Azar and Zagadou have only started 18 games between them, while key players like De Hood and Haaland have missed a combined 18 matches. But the saddest case has without doubt been Gio Reyna. Coming off the back of a hugely promising 2021 campaign, this was supposed to be the year that the 19-year-old American truly entered the elite. But after 2 goals in 3 league games, he injured his hamstring during a World Cup qualifier against El Salvador on the 3rd of September 2021 and hasn't played since. Having missed 25 games already, Dortmund fans will be delighted to hear that Reyna could be back at the start of February. Still clinging on to their unlikely hopes of a first league title in 10 years, this is fantastic news for BVB fans. 8. Nicolo Zaniolo. A suggestion slightly at odds with our others given the fact Nicolo Zaniolo has started 20 league and conference league games for Roma this term and ranks 9th in the squad for minutes, there is no doubt that the attacking midfielder is still recovering from his injury-ridden 2021 campaign. The Inter Milan Academy graduate experienced a footballer's worst nightmare. In January 2020, he tore his ACL against Juventus, forcing him to miss 7 months of action. He played 8 games at the end of the pandemic-affected season, but 2 months later suffered another ACL injury while on international duty, sidelining him for the entire season. Given the circumstances, it's no surprise that he's yet to produce his best form this campaign. Just 2 goals and 1 assist in 19 league games is some way below the standard expected of a player seen as Italy's brightest talent just a few years ago. Although his shots per 90 have stayed at an excellent 2.9, his key passes have fallen from 1.4 to just 1, 13th in the Giallorossi squad, showing that his timeout has affected his reading of the game and ability to pick out the final pass. We aren't worried about Zaniolo yet, but with Mourinho basing his team around Pellegrini and Abraham, unless the Italian ups his output soon, his manager will have no issues sidelining him. 7. Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli has been playing with the fury of someone who wants to make up for lost time recently. The 20-year-old Brazilian showed plenty of promise throughout 2019-20, netting 10 goals in 26 appearances. A remarkable return given the only professional football he had previously played was for Ituano in the 4th tier of Brazilian football. But a serious knee injury that kept him out from July to December 2020 stopped him in his tracks, and the development of fellow youngsters Saka and Smith Rowe meant opportunities were hard to come by when he did get fit. He played 150 minutes across the Gunners' first 2 games of the season, both of which Arsenal lost, before playing just 11 minutes of their next 10 games as the side gathered momentum. When he was finally unleashed after 64 minutes against Newcastle in late November, Martinelli was keen to impress, netting a goal just 2 minutes later, and he hasn't looked back since, adding a further 4 goals and 2 assists in his last 9 league games. A wonderful dribbler with a desire to run in behind and work hard for the team, Martinelli has been a genuine upgrade on Aubameyang this term. If he continues his current trajectory, we can all begin to get very excited. 6. Curtis Jones. With Jordan Henderson attracting criticism for his performances for the first time in years, Thiago's body continuing to fail him, Naby Keita away at the AFCON, and Wijnaldum now in Paris, Jurgen Klopp needed Curtis Jones more than ever. Unfortunately for the local lad, who played 34 games in all competitions for Liverpool in 2021, his progress was punctured after just 5 league games this season by a freak eye injury sustained during training. He missed 15 games and only started his first match against Shrewsbury in the FA Cup in early January. Having played the full 90 in their last 3 matches, Reds fans have no concerns that Jones will soon get back to his best. but with many people thinking he had an outside chance of an England call-up, he'll be disappointed to have had to contend with a 2-month injury layoff. Before he can even think about that though, he needs to finish the season strongly with Liverpool. Currently 9 points off champions Man City, albeit with a game in hand, their best chance of a trophy this season remains the 3 cup competitions. Jones will be desperate to make a mark and force Southgate's hand with the World Cup just 10 months away. 5. Ansu Fati. In the autumn of 2020, Ansu Fati truly had the world at his feet. In the weeks leading up to his 18th birthday, the Spanish forward became Barcelona's talisman, compensating for the unusually poor form of club captain Lionel Messi. With Messi's future up in the air, the stage was set for Fati to become the new figurehead of the Barca attack. But after registering 5 goals and 2 assists in his first 10 appearances of the campaign, he suffered a knee injury, which, following surgery, was expected to keep him out for 4 months. However, it would end up being 10 months before Fati re-entered the field in September 2021, and to make matters worse, he was put out of action again almost instantly, missing 2 games with returning knee trouble before picking up a hamstring injury. And as this goes out, the young star has suffered yet another big setback, leaving the pitch in tears during Barcelona's defeat to Athletic Club in the Copa del Rey, following a relapse that could keep him out for a further 2 months. Barca fans will be hoping dearly that 2022-23 is the season that Fati finally has a fair run at fulfilling his huge potential. 4. Mateu Morey. The second Dortmund player on our list, Mateu Morey, came through at La Masia, winning the UEFA Youth League in 2018 before switching to the German Giants a year later. Just 19 at the time, the Mallorca-born right-back had been through a serious ordeal on the sidelines already, suffering 2 separate knee injuries that kept him out for 10 months and denied him a shot at making the Barca senior squad. Arriving at the Westfalenstadion shortly after recovering, the teenager then had another setback, suffering a shoulder injury this time that saw him miss 2 months of action. But after being promoted from the reserves late in the 2019-20 campaign, the Spaniard's technical prowess marked him out as a long-term successor to Achraf Hakimi, with the club bringing in the more experienced Thomas Meunier to help bridge the gap and provide competition down the right flank. But after becoming a regular in the second half of the 2021 season, racking up 13 appearances in the Bundesliga and 7 in the Champions League, Morey hit yet another hurdle, doing his ACL in the DFB Pokal semi-final. He's been out ever since and isn't due to return until June 2022. He will have been out for 424 days. 3. Pedri. The most valuable teenager in world football according to Transfermarkt, Pedri was a revelation for both club and country in the 2020-21 season, instantly becoming a key player for Barcelona at just 17 years of age following his move from Las Palmas, and putting in some of the best performances ever seen by a teenager at a European Championship for Spain, earning multiple comparisons to Andres Iniesta along the way. But equally there were fears he was being overplayed, with the youngster making 68 appearances between September 2020 and August 2021, starting Barca's first game of the new season just 8 days after participating in the final of the Olympics in Tokyo. Pedri and Barca have paid the price months later, with the player sustaining an injury in September which kept him out for the rest of the year, a period of time in which the Blaugrana fell off the pace in La Liga and were eliminated from the Champions League group stage. Let's hope to see the 19-year-old maestro get back into his stride as soon as possible. With Barca now chasing UCL qualification and Spain looking to improve on their Euro 2020 performance in Qatar, it's essential. 2. Wesley Fofana. One of the standout defenders of 2020-21, Wesley Fofana subverted the logic of young centre-backs struggling with the step-up in physicality of the Premier League. Despite being just 19 when he made his debut for Leicester, the French defender more than held his own in the English top flight, making 4.4 tackles and interceptions per 90 with a 77% tackle success rate, while his ability in possession truly stood out, carrying the ball further towards goal than any other player in Brendan Rodgers' side, and ranking second among regular starters for passes into the final third. But with the Foxes making more smart signings in the summer of 2021 and looking to improve upon consecutive 5th place finishes, Fofana's pre-season preparations were disrupted in the cruelest fashion, suffering a broken leg following a brutal and unnecessary challenge from Villarreal forward Fernandinho midway through a friendly. This forced Leicester to re-enter the market, buying Southampton's Yannick Vestergaard as they commenced the season with an injury-ravaged back line. Fofana, a defender who before his injury looked like a player destined for the very top, has seen his development pushed back by at least 6 months, with recent reports suggesting he could return to the team in February 2022. 1. Jeff-Reine Adelaide. You'd be pushed to find a young player who has endured as much injury trouble over the last few years as Jeff-Reine Adelaide. Having recently turned 24, the French forward has only been able to play half a season of action since suffering an ACL injury in his right knee back in December 2019. That summer he moved from Angers to Lyon for €25 million and had been impressing at the Groupama Stadium alongside Memphis Depay and Moussa Dembele. He eventually returned for the club's delayed Champions League knockout campaign, but only played a bit part role in their run to the semi-finals, and was subsequently loaned to Nice, where he once again impressed, completing 3.6 dribbles a game. But disaster struck once again on the south coast, with the young attacker succumbing to another cruciate ligament injury, this time in his left knee, an ordeal that has kept him out of action ever since February 2021. Once one of the most promising players in Ligue 1, the former Arsenal man has missed some of his most important years of development on the treatment table. Having recently returned to training back at Lyon, Adelaide will no doubt take time to rediscover the confidence that has made him such an exciting player to watch. So those are our 10 young stars being held back by injury, but who else has suffered from unfortunate fitness issues? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, drop us a like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and you'll never miss an upload. We'll see you next time.